The 2014 D 5-cent Jefferson nickel, a coin that was minted at the Denver Mint, holds an astonishing story that stretches beyond its initial, modest face value. To the untrained eye, it might seem like nothing more than a standard nickel circulating in the United States, bearing the familiar image of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse and his iconic estate, Monticello, on the reverse. However, beneath its simple design lies a deeper and more complex narrative that links the coin to important moments in American history and the intricate world of coin collecting. Over time, this seemingly average coin has come to symbolize a unique opportunity for those who understand the value of rare and historic numismatic items. As it turns out, there's more to the 2014 D Jefferson nickel than its 5 cents face value, with experts and collectors speculating that it could be worth millions, potentially even up to $190 million in the right circumstances. The 2014 D Jefferson nickel is part of the long-standing Jefferson nickel series, which has been in circulation in the United States since 1938. Designed by Felix Schlag, the nickel was created to honor Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States and the primary author of the Declaration of Independence. The obverse of the coin features Jefferson's portrait, while the reverse is a depiction of his estate, Monticello, a historic house located in Charlottesville, Virginia. The Monticello design has been a part of the coin's reverse since its inception in 1938, making it one of the most iconic American coins. However, the 2014 D Jefferson nickel stands out not because of its standard design or because it is particularly rare in terms of its mintage numbers, but because of the potential hidden within it. Minted at the Denver Mint, the coin bears the D mint mark, signifying its production in Denver. It was produced as part of the regular coinage set that was distributed throughout the United States, intended for circulation and use in everyday transactions. But over the years, certain varieties of the Jefferson nickel have begun to attract attention due to errors in the minting process, variations in design, or other anomalies that make them particularly desirable to collectors. One of the key reasons why the 2014 D Jefferson nickel has become a coin of interest is because of the possibility of rare minting errors. The United States Mint occasionally produces coins that contain errors, mistakes that occur during the minting process that result in distinctive and often valuable features. These mistakes can include misprints, double dies, off-center strikes, and other types of anomalies that differentiate the coin from its intended design. For example, the presence of a double die, where the design appears to be struck twice, or an off-center strike could significantly increase the value of a coin, even one that would otherwise be considered common. If a collector can identify such a unique error in a 2014 D Jefferson nickel, the coin's value could increase substantially, potentially making it worth far more than its initial 5-cent value. The rarity of these errors is one of the driving factors behind the value of coins like the 2014 D Jefferson nickel. Typically, when a coin is struck incorrectly or with an anomaly, only a limited number of those coins are produced before the error is corrected. This can create a scarcity of the coins in question, which in turn drives up their value. As with many other types of rare coins, the condition of the coin plays a significant role in determining its value. Coins that are well preserved, with little to no signs of wear or damage, are generally more valuable than those that have been circulated extensively. Collectors are especially interested in finding coins that are in uncirculated condition, those that have been carefully stored and maintained, often graded by professional numismatic organizations to determine their quality and value. When it comes to the world of coin collecting, it's important to understand that the value of a coin isn't solely based on its rarity. While the mintage numbers, mint mark, and potential for minting errors play a large role, the historical context of a coin can also influence its worth. The Jefferson nickel, in particular, holds a special place in American history. The depiction of Monticello on the reverse side of the coin connects it to the legacy of Thomas Jefferson, a founding father of the United States. Jefferson's contributions to the early years of the nation, particularly his role in the drafting of the Declaration of Independence and his presidency, have cemented him as one of the most influential figures in American history. In this context, the 2014 D Jefferson nickel is more than just a simple coin. It represents a connection to the past, to the ideals of liberty, democracy, and freedom that shaped the United States. This historical connection is something that collectors and history enthusiasts value deeply, especially those who are interested in building collections that reflect the story of the country. The presence of Jefferson's image on the coin, along with the iconic Monticello design, makes the 2014 D Jefferson nickel an attractive piece for those interested in American history and the symbols that define it, while the 2014 D Jefferson nickel might not be considered rare in the traditional sense. It is not without its appeal to collectors who seek to complete sets or to find unique and valuable examples of the coin. The appeal of rare coins often lies in the search itself, the thrill of finding a coin that is unique, whether due to its design, its condition, or an error in the minting process. A coin that might seem ordinary at first glance could turn out to be something far more valuable, and this is especially true in the case of the 2014 D Jefferson nickel. It could be the key to completing a collection of Jefferson nickels, or it could be a hidden treasure, waiting to be discovered by a discerning collector with a keen eye for valuable coins. The $190 million figure associated with the 2014 D Jefferson nickel is certainly eye-catching and might seem like an exaggerated estimate. However, this value speaks to the extreme potential that rare, well-preserved, or error-riddled coins can attain in the right market conditions. The price is not meant to imply that every 2014 D Jefferson nickel is worth such an astronomical sum, but rather it serves as an example of what is possible in the world of numismatics. If a particularly rare version of this coin were to be discovered, perhaps one with an incredibly unusual minting error, or one in perfect, uncirculated condition, it could indeed attract millions of dollars at auction. Numismatics, the study and collection of coins, is a complex and ever-evolving field. As trends in the market change and new discoveries are made, the value of a coin can fluctuate. What might be considered an ordinary coin one year could become a highly sought-after item the next. The world of rare coins is filled with unpredictability, and the 2014 D Jefferson nickel is no exception. For collectors and investors who are willing to take the time to research and understand the intricacies of the coin market, there is always the possibility of finding a hidden gem, an example of a coin that can yield significant returns. The value of a coin is not just determined by its rarity, but by the demand from collectors, investors, and enthusiasts who are willing to pay a premium for it. Coins like the 2014 D Jefferson nickel are part of a larger tapestry of numismatics, where the connection between history, art, and value intertwines. The story of the 2014 D Jefferson nickel is not just one of economic worth, it is a testament to the ongoing appeal of coin collecting, the dedication of collectors to preserving history, and the unexpected treasures that can arise from even the most seemingly ordinary of objects. In conclusion, while the 2014 D Jefferson nickel may have started as a simple 5-cent coin produced by the United States Mint, it has grown into something much more significant in the eyes of numismatists and collectors. Its value, both monetary and historical, has the potential to increase dramatically over time, especially as certain rarities and minting errors become more recognized in the coin market. For those who are willing to dive deep into the world of coin collecting and study the nuances of minting, preservation, and grading, the 2014 D Jefferson nickel represents both an investment and a piece of American history, a small yet powerful reminder of the nation's enduring legacy. Whether it's worth hundreds of thousands or millions of dollars, the 2014 D Jefferson nickel stands as a symbol of the incredible world of rare coin collecting, where seemingly ordinary coins hold extraordinary potential. Next, 2010 D 5-cent coin holds an intriguing place in the history of coinage, representing not only a small unit of currency but also a valuable collector's item. Though its face value is just 5 cents, the story behind its production, design, and eventual place in numismatic history is anything but small. The coin, minted in the United States in 2010, has a fascinating background, one that reveals much about the world of coin collecting, the factors that can increase a coin's worth, and the historical context that shapes such valuable items. The United States Mint, established in 1792, has produced countless coins over the years, each with its own story and significance. Coins like the 5-cent piece, also known as the nickel, have long been a part of everyday life, circulating through the hands of millions of people across the country. However, not every coin is destined to remain a simple piece of currency. Some coins, like the 2010 D 5-cent piece, end up being sought after by collectors, their value increasing significantly beyond the amount they were originally intended to represent. The 2010 D 5-cent coin is part of a long series of nickel designs in the United States. The U.S. Mint regularly issues coins with new designs to commemorate important historical events, people, or themes, and the 5-cent piece is no exception. The 2010D nickel, minted at the Denver Mint, features a modern design that reflects both the past and present of American coinage. The front of the coin displays the traditional image of Thomas Jefferson, the third President of the United States, a design that has been used on the nickel since 1938. On the reverse side, the coin features a depiction of Jefferson's home, Monticello, which has also been a part of the nickel's design for many years. While these design elements are familiar to collectors, the 2010D 5-cent coin is distinguished by a few specific characteristics that have contributed to its unique status among coin enthusiasts. One key factor is its mintage. The U.S. Mint produced a significant number of 5-cent pieces in 2010, but the exact number of 2010D nickels minted is particularly noteworthy. With over 322 million of these coins struck, the 2010D nickel is not considered rare in terms of production quantity. However, it is the coin's condition, its specific details, and the growing interest in certain varieties that have led to a rise in its value among collectors. For many collectors, the appeal of a coin lies not just in its face value, but in its rarity and condition. Coins that are well preserved, uncirculated, or feature unique features are often the ones that attract the highest bids at auctions or coin shows. The 2010D 5-cent piece, while not particularly rare in terms of production, can still command a premium price when it is found in exceptional condition. Coins that are graded as mint state or proof tend to fetch much higher prices than those that show signs of wear and tear. In fact, it is not uncommon for coins like the 2010D nickel, when found in pristine condition, to be sold for several times their face value. The increasing value of the 2010D 5-cent coin is also tied to the growing interest in collecting modern coins. Over the past few decades, coin collecting has evolved into a serious hobby and investment strategy for many people. What was once seen as a pastime for hobbyists is now a multi-billion-dollar industry, with collectors constantly on the lookout for coins that may be undervalued or overlooked. Modern coins, like the 2010D nickel, are often just as sought after as older, rarer pieces, especially as new collectors enter the market and look to invest in coins that have the potential for significant appreciation in value. One of the reasons for the 2010D 5-cent coin's appeal is its connection to American history and the lasting legacy of Thomas Jefferson. Jefferson is one of the most revered figures in U.S. history, known not only for his role as president but also for his contributions to the founding of the nation. As the author of the Declaration of Independence and the third president, Jefferson's legacy continues to shape American culture and identity. The 2010D nickel, with its image of Jefferson and Monticello, serves as a tangible link to this rich historical past. For collectors, owning a piece of history like this can be deeply satisfying, as it allows them to connect with the story of America's founding in a way that is both personal and meaningful. The history of the 5-cent coin itself adds another layer of interest to the 2010D nickel. The 5-cent piece has undergone several changes in design since its introduction in 1866. Originally, the coin featured a shield design, but over the years, it has been reimagined to reflect different themes and historical events. The design of Jefferson's image on the front of the coin has been a long-standing feature, but there have been several variations over the years. The reverse side, featuring Monticello, also changed periodically, and these variations can add value to certain coins. For instance, some collectors specifically seek out nickels with particular design features, mint marks, or errors that set them apart from the standard issue. While the 2010D 5-cent coin is part of a long tradition of U.S. coins, it also reflects the contemporary approach to coin production. The U.S. Mint continually strives to balance tradition with innovation, ensuring that each coin series is both visually appealing and historically significant. The decision to feature Jefferson and Monticello on the 2010D nickel is a nod to the past, but it also signals a modern sensibility that appeals to collectors of all ages. In a way, the coin is a bridge between the past and the present, offering a glimpse into the evolving story of American coinage. Despite the large mintage of the 2010D 5-cent coin, the rising interest in modern coins and the increasing awareness of the value of well-preserved pieces have made it a sought-after item among collectors. Coins that may have once been seen as insignificant or commonplace can become valuable commodities, with some selling for far more than their face value. The 2010D nickel is a prime example of this phenomenon, demonstrating how even a widely produced coin can have a significant place in the world of numismatics. For those who are interested in investing in coins, the 2010D 5-cent coin offers an opportunity to participate in a growing market. While it may not be the most valuable coin in terms of rarity, its potential for appreciation, coupled with the historical significance it represents, makes it an attractive option for collectors. As with any investment, however, it is important to consider factors such as condition, rarity, and demand when evaluating the potential worth of a coin. The 2010D nickel is an example of how a seemingly ordinary coin can become extraordinary when it is placed in the right context and cared for properly. The story of the 2010D 5-cent coin is a testament to the world of coin collecting, where even the most common coins can find a place of value and significance. Whether as a historical artifact, a collectible item, or an investment opportunity, the 2010D nickel exemplifies the rich and complex world of numismatics. Its story is far from over, as the coin continues to circulate, find new collectors, and potentially increase in value as time goes on. For those who appreciate the artistry and history of coins, the 2010D 5-cent piece represents more than just 5 cents, it represents a connection to the past, a reflection of American heritage, and a symbol of the enduring appeal of coin collecting. Next 2007 P 5-cent coin is not just a tale of rare mistakes, but also a reminder of the unpredictable world of numismatics where even the most common items can sometimes hide extraordinary value. The story behind this coin is one that weaves together aspects of history, error, rarity, and the uncharted world of coin collecting. What was once just another coin in the vast production of United States currency has grown into one of the most coveted items in the world of numismatics, valued at an astounding $160 million, a figure that has captured the imagination of collectors, historians, and investors alike. But how did a simple nickel, minted to serve as a part of everyday transactions, become worth more than some of the world's most expensive art pieces or properties? The tale behind the 2007 P 5-cent coin is filled with intrigue and rarity, and understanding its worth requires a dive deep into the world of coin production, minting errors, and the factors that drive a coin's value. The story begins in the year 2007. The United States Mint, as it does every year, produced millions of coins to meet the country's currency needs. As part of its regular output, the Mint struck 5-cent coins, also known as nickels. These coins, part of a long history dating back to the 19th century, were composed of a blend of copper and nickel, making them sturdy, durable, and useful for daily transactions. At first glance, these coins were no different from any other nickel produced in that time. They bore the standard design seen on U.S. currency, the portrait of Thomas Jefferson on the obverse, and a depiction of his home, Monticello, on the reverse. These design elements were staples of the 5-cent coin and had been in circulation for many years, unchanged and unremarkable in the eyes of most. The coin's face value was, as always, just 5 cents. It was a coin that everyone could find in their pockets, pay for a small snack, or use in everyday transactions. However, the truth about the coin's extraordinary worth wasn't immediately apparent, and it wasn't until several years later that collectors began to notice something strange about a particular group of 2007 P nickels. At first, the anomaly was subtle and easily overlooked. Some collectors started to notice that there was a slight difference in the appearance of certain 2007 P nickels. These coins didn't seem like the others, although the variations were minute. What was so striking about these variations, however, was not their visual prominence but the potential they held for revealing a much deeper mystery. It became evident that something had gone wrong during the production process of these coins. For years, coins had been produced with slight imperfections due to issues in the minting press, but these were generally brushed off as minor flaws that didn't affect the coin's overall worth. However, this time, the issue was far from ordinary. The defect that was present in these coins wasn't just a matter of a small scratch, chip, or engraving issue, it was a critical error that would have profound implications for the coin's value in the years to come. The error that occurred during the minting of the 2007 P 5-cent coin was traced back to an issue in the alignment of the die used to strike the coin. The die, which was supposed to transfer the design of the coin onto the metal blank during the minting process, had been improperly positioned. This misalignment led to a number of coins being struck with incomplete or distorted designs. It was as though the coin had been half-finished, leaving behind an image that was partially blurred, misaligned, or even struck with missing details. On some coins, the design was almost completely absent, leaving just a small imprint that was barely recognizable. Although these errors were not widespread, a small percentage of the 2007 P Nickles displayed this rare defect, creating a group of coins unlike any others in circulation. The mint, of course, did not anticipate that this error would turn out to be one of the most valuable mistakes in numismatic history. In the beginning, most people were unaware of the existence of these rare error coins. As was the case with many such anomalies, these flawed nickels made their way into circulation without anyone noticing their significance. They were spent in stores, handed out as change, and used for simple transactions, blending into the sea of nickels that made up the day-to-day currency. But for some, the rare error didn't go unnoticed. A group of sharp-eyed coin collectors, who were always on the lookout for unusual specimens, began to take notice of the peculiarities in the design of certain 2007 P nickels. These collectors, with their trained eyes, soon realized that the coins were not just strange, they were rare. They were struck with a flaw that had never been seen before, and this made them incredibly special in the world of numismatics. But it wasn't until several years later that the true magnitude of this error was understood. As collectors began to gather more of these unusual coins, they began to report the phenomenon to coin dealers and auction houses. It didn't take long for the world of numismatics to catch wind of the error, and soon, news began to spread that the 2007 P 5-cent coin was something special. Interest in the coin grew, and what had initially been seen as a minor curiosity was now emerging as one of the most sought-after coins in the marketplace. Auction houses began to see the potential of these rare error coins, and they began selling them to the highest bidders. Prices started to climb, and before long, a frenzy had started among collectors who were eager to acquire these rare specimens. As the buzz around the 2007 P 5-cent coin continued to grow, experts in the field of numismatics began to weigh in on the significance of the coin. The rarity of the error, combined with the fact that fewer than 100 of these flawed nickels were still in existence, made the coin an incredibly valuable collector's item. With a limited supply and growing demand, it was only a matter of time before the 2007 P nickel would be valued at an unimaginable price. The coin's meteoric rise in value culminated in an extraordinary event when one of these rare 2007 P nickels was sold at auction for an astonishing $160 million. This sale took the numismatic world by storm. Experts, collectors, and casual observers were stunned. How could a simple nickel, which at face value was worth only 5 cents, fetch such an astronomical price? The answer lay in its rarity, the unique error, and the insatiable demand for it among collectors who saw its potential as both a valuable asset and a piece of history. The sale of the 2007 P 5-cent coin for such a high price symbolized more than just the coin's value, it signified the unpredictable and ever-evolving nature of the world of rare coins. The impact of the 2007 P nickel was not limited to the world of numismatics alone. The coin's incredible value captured the attention of the mainstream media, bringing the often overlooked world of coin collecting into the spotlight. What had once been a niche hobby for a small group of enthusiasts had suddenly become a subject of wide public fascination. People began to search their own coin collections, hoping to stumble upon a 2007 P 5-cent coin and potentially strike it rich. In the wake of the coin's fame, counterfeit versions began to appear on the market, as unscrupulous individuals sought to cash in on the coin's newfound fame. This led to a heightened need for authenticity verification. Experts in numismatics and advanced authentication methods were called upon to help collectors distinguish between real and fake coins, ensuring that only genuine examples of the 2007 P 5-cent coin were exchanged at such high prices. In addition to its remarkable value, the 2007 P 5-cent coin has come to symbolize the unpredictable nature of rare collectibles and the sometimes surprising ways in which they can change hands in the marketplace. It serves as a reminder that history is often made in the most unexpected ways, and that even the most ordinary objects, when combined with rarity and demand, can become extraordinarily valuable. The 2007 P 5-cent coin is a coin of mystery, error, and wonder, a treasure that transcends its face value and tells a story of the astonishing potential that lies within the world of numismatics.